From the WYLN studios in Hazleton, Pennsylvania, WYLN Evening Edition at 5:30 starts right now.
Good evening. It's Friday, November 10th, 2016. I'm Ann Gownley. Well, meter fines may be doubling in downtown Hazleton. City Council members met last night to discuss the increase. WYLN's Aaron Harvey has more.
After about an hour-long debate, Hazleton City Council approved the first reading of an ordinance that will expand metered parking areas and double parking violations and penalties throughout downtown Hazleton. Metered parking has been on the council agenda a number of times over the past year, but council and Mayor Jeff Cassat have not been able to come to an agreement until last night. Many council members wanted to change the meter times from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. to 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. or even 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mayor Cassat proposed that the meter times stay at 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Parking fines will increase from $10 to $20 starting in 2017. Mayor Cassat thinks that the city is being fair with the new times and fines.
We've been discussing the parking situation for almost a year now. A lot of thought went into getting Hazleton in line with the other third-class cities in the county. We're still going to be less than the other cities. So we think we're being fair on both sides, for the people, for the city, and for the businesses.
If the times were changed, it could have impacted the budget.
The hours of operation for meter collection would play a little bit of an impact, depending on which hours were cut and which ones were maintained. You know, obviously during the peak of the day would be from 11 o'clock to 3 o'clock, and then again from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock. So depending on what hours they wanted to cut, would depend on how much impact it would have on the city.
Hazleton City Council President Jack Mundy says council might change some of the ordinance.
We passed it at this reading. We have another 2 more readings to go. So we passed it. We might make some changes to the next for the next reading, but we agreed with them on 7 to 7. The city needs the revenue.
The ordinance still has 2 more readings to pass until it will actually be enforced. In Hazleton, for WYLN News, I'm Aaron Harvey.
Thank you, Aaron. A few people came out to last night's Wilkes-Barre City Council meeting to complain about the tax hike that was proposed by Mayor Tony George's $47.9 million budget of 2017. It's a big 30 mills, raising the property tax rate from 121 mills to 151, which means if you have a $100,000 home, your taxes will go up by $200, and an $80,000 home will go up about $175. George was at the meeting last night and told those who said the hike was way too high that he had no other choice. Council has yet to act on that proposal. There was a holdup at the Turkey Hill in the Parsons section of Wilkes-Barre this morning. A man walked in and demanded money. He got away with some, though no one said how much. Police did say that he did not show a weapon. No description of the assailant has been released by police, and anyone with information is asked to call police in Wilkes-Barre. Tomorrow is Veterans Day, and while many will be celebrating and honoring those who served tomorrow, one local high school held a ceremony today to honor our veterans. WYLN's Aaron Harvey has that story.
Students at Hazleton Area High School had the opportunity to thank veterans this morning for their service and all they do for our country. At 9 o'clock, students started the morning off by serving vets breakfast, then immediately following the breakfast, they had a Veterans Day ceremony. The ceremony included guest speaker Jim Teague, a retired lieutenant colonel who says his life was saved overseas by a fallen hero named Sean McCluskey.
The teams risk their lives on a regular basis. Sean was one of my personal heroes. Something that he did personally impacted me, got me out of a bad situation. Some of the other soldiers that were there, Chewy, he was with me on my right side almost all the time, but the particular incident that we talked about was an ambush that was 3-sided ambush where Sean, Keith, and Eddie rolled their vehicle in to take fire for those of us that were dismounted and pinned down at the end of the ridgeline so that we were able to extract ourselves.
Congressman Lou Barletta attended the ceremony and thinks it's wonderful for the students to honor veterans.
It was wonderful to come here at Hazleton High School and watch the students put this event together to honor the veterans. It's not often that you see high school students taking the time to say thanks. And you know, we take these freedoms for granted.
Senator John Udechak attended the breakfast this morning and was inspired by what the students do for vets.
Very important as Veterans Day approach to thank America's veterans for all that they have done to preserve our liberties and to preserve our nation. It was inspiring to see the senior class here at Hazleton Area High School to raise the money and then provide the lunch and serve the breakfast to these veterans. It really was inspiring to have these young people go up to a veteran who may have served in the Korean War, World War II, or in Vietnam, and to say thank you.
The students spent weeks preparing for the ceremony.
Our course spent a few weeks practicing this to honor the veterans, and it just feels really rewarding to honor the soldiers who did so much for our country, and it just feels great to, you know, celebrate Veterans Day with them.
Some songs we performed last year, like the one song the band played with all of the Army and Marine songs all put together, we sang that song last year, and this year we just worked for a few months on Cannon of Peace and This Is Our Country. And I just want to thank the veterans for serving our country for the longest time, and you've done an amazing job, and even if you don't know us, just thank you.
In Hazel Township for WILN News, I'm Erin Harvey.
And a note for that story, Lieutenant Colonel Teague's son, Joe, was an intern here at WILN. Today is the 241st United States Marine Corps' birthday, and it is celebrated every year on November 10th. The Continental Marines were established by an act of Congress in 1775. Master Sergeant Neil Rocky Graziano retired from the Marine Corps after 20 years of service in 1975. He explained to us what it means to be a Marine, the time he served during war, and their slogan, the few, the proud, the Marines.
Yes, indeed. It's a hoorah! And that's just patriotism amongst ourselves, friendship, and honor. I joined the Marine Corps in 1955, and I ended up retiring in 1975. We were in Vietnam on two separate occasions, or I was rather, in 1964 and 1967, 68, and we've seen it all. So I'm glad I was able to do what I did, and not just me, but everyone.
So happy 241st birthday to United States Marine Corps, and for more information, you can visit marines.com. This past weekend, a benefit was held for one local woman who is battling breast cancer. Over 300 people gathered at Booty's Place on Sunday for Pasta for Pearl, an event to help raise money for Pearl's battle against breast cancer. Those in attendance received free entertainment and, of course, a meal of homemade pasta, sauce, and meatballs. It was a community effort to put the event together to make it something special for Pearl.
Enterprise is up in the Beltway up here. We've been pushing this for well over a month, and Bobby's been gracious enough to sell tickets here at the venue, and the girls have really pushed it. The volunteers that are helping out today have done a terrific job of not only raising funds but putting together the tricky trays and as well as selling the tickets. So it's been an incredible journey so far, and the turnout's been wonderful.
Bobby DeFeo, chef at Booty's Place, said that he was happy to help out and was thankful for the support from the Beltrami family.
I just want everybody to know the Beltrami family's big supporters for things like this in the community for years and years and years. And again, I want to thank Booty for making this happen.
For more information or to make a donation, you can visit Pearl's GoFundMe page. We take care of our own for Pearl. Tomorrow, communities across the country will be honoring all who served in our nation's military to commemorate Veterans Day. Many ceremonies will be taking place right here in the WILN viewing area, including a special program that starts at 11 a.m. at Hazleton City Hall. So be sure to get out on Friday, November 11th, and take the time to thank a veteran who put their lives on the line to protect our freedom. Tune in to Evening Edition tomorrow at 5:30 for coverage on area Veterans Day programs. Time now for our first look at our forecast. A chilly but sunny day in our viewing area. But what does our weekend look like? Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik is in the Weather Center with the details. Joe?
Hey, it's looking pretty nice as we go into the next couple of days. Just going to be kind of chilly throughout the daytime hours, and we can say it's going to be cold throughout the nighttime hours once that sun starts to set. But how about any precipitation? Will we see any over the next couple of days? I'll let you know coming up in just a few. And
Thanks, Joe. Coming up next, veterans were honored with a special luncheon at Heritage Hills Senior Community yesterday afternoon. WYLN's Abby Piskel will have those details. Plus, tomorrow is Veterans Day, and we continue our Veterans series here on WYLN News. Stay tuned. More news is headed your way.
You're watching WYLN News with Ann Gownley, video journalists Mike Lula and Julie Stefanovich, Paula Degnan, Gary Perna, Abby Piskel, and Aaron Harvey. Sports with Eric DeBerardinis and John Eric Poli, and weather with Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik.
It's a Black Friday sales event all month long at Berger Mazda, Route 93, Hazel Township.
2016 Mazda 3i Touring, 0% financing or lease for only $169 a month. 2016 Mazda 6i Sport, 0% financing or lease for only $189 a month. 2016 Mazda CX-3, 0% financing or lease for only $219 a month.
At Berger Mazda, Route 93, Hazel Township.
Berger Family Dealerships, drive with experience.
When your car won't start one cold winter morning, call Paul's Auto Center. He offers mobile battery service along with 24-hour towing and recovery. With 2 locations to serve you, Beaver Meadows and Hazelton. AAA members are welcome. Lockouts, flat tires, winch outs, paint and body repairs, not to mention complete car and truck repairs. All this and more at Paul's Auto Center. Call 570-455-8418.
With Veterans Day tomorrow, one local senior community center is honoring the veterans in the area. WYLN's Abby Piskel has the details.
Red, white, and blue decorations hung in the dining hall of Heritage Hill Senior Community for a special appreciation lunch for veterans.
Every year we gather together our resident veterans in-house as well as a lot of our veterans from the outside and just say thank you to them for the sacrifices that they've made over the years and the memories and the history that they still continue to teach us every day.
Those who bravely risked their lives for our country enjoyed a meal, received a boutonniere, and shared some of their stories of their time in the service.
We have personal stories of our in-house veterans that we put together in a video clip for everybody to enjoy. We have a few personal stories from those veterans. We have State Representative Doyle Heffley here to be a part of this, as well as Tyler Bresnitsky from Congressman Lou Barletta's office are also here to present certificates to all the veterans in attendance.
Those at Heritage Hill are proud to support their residents for their honor, courage, and sacrifice.
I'm extremely honored to be a part of this every year. I'm extremely honored to know the veterans that have been here, who have passed, and who continue to serve us throughout this great American states that we live in.
For WYLN News, I'm Abby Piskel.
Thank you, Abby. Coming up next, Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik is back with a full look at our forecast. Stay tuned. All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
At All American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, you not only get the vehicle that you want,
you also get the lowest financing options.
We also deliver unmatched service.
Whether you're in need of a work truck, have an active family lifestyle, or simply want to show off your fun, adventurous side, All American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has a wide variety of inventory to choose from. It's the Ram Power Days and Jeep Celebration event. Stop in today. The Luzerne Foundation presents TheaterWorks USA's production of The Lightning Thief, November 19th at the Wiltsey Center in Hazleton. Tickets are $5 for children and $10 for adults and can be purchased at Boscov's Laurel Ball location, the Melfi School of Music, or at the door. And the doors open at 1 p.m. When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WYLNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
Well, as the sun now has set, it's getting quite chilly across our area, and this is what we'll be looking at the next several nights. It's going to be kind of cold, dropping down into the 30s, some areas in the 20s as well. And then we'll have sunshine over the next couple of days, and we'll be looking at temperatures for the most part getting up into the 40s. Really no chance of rain, at least over the next several days, so that's going to set the stage for a pretty nice looking weekend in terms of not seeing any type of rain, and we'll see sunshine mixed with some clouds. Outside our station now, temperature-wise, it's not doing too bad. We know what November can hold, so near 50 degrees. We'll take it at least for now. And notice a little bit of a breeze out there blowing from time to time. How do we do temperature-wise? For the high and low, we started out this morning a pretty cold note. We got down to about the freezing point. We did manage to make it and break it to 50 degrees and a wind speed coming in, maximum wind gust of 20 miles per hour. Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, here's what it's looking like for the most part. Temperatures in the 40s and higher elevations. Elsewhere, temperatures generally holding in the 50s to near 60 degrees. So 50s to near 60 this time of year, well, that's actually not too bad. But again, that's going to change the next couple of days as some colder air works its way into our area. And again, those are wind speeds, generally 5 to 15 miles per hour, and some of those wind gusts exceeding that. So heading into tomorrow for our Friday, we'll see a mix of sun and clouds, 47 degrees. Saturday, the good news is I took temperatures out of the 30s and bumped up into the lower 40s, so we can say a little bit of a warming trend compared to where they could have been at. Still chilly though, 43. It'll be dry. Sunday looks like it'll be dry. Sunshine, a few clouds around, near 50. And it'll be near 50 degrees as we go into next week with a mix of clouds and sunshine. But you can see some of those overnight lows. Oh, it's going to get quite cold some of those nights, especially going into our weekend. Notice those temperatures dropping down into the 20s for those overnight low readings. We'll have more for you coming up after this break.
It's the Black Friday sales event all month long at Berger Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Route 93 Hazel Township.
Buy this 2016 Jeep Patriot Sport 4x4 for only $17,900. Save over $10,000 on select Ram 1500 4x4s. Save up to $7,000 on new Chrysler 200s in stock.
It's a Black Friday sales event at Berger Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Route 93 Hazel Township.
Berger Family Dealerships, drive with experience.
Christmas is closer than you think, and on Saturday, November 19th, you can see the fabulous Wilkes-Barre Christmas Parade live right here on WYLN TV 35. The parade coverage starts at 3 p.m. and will be hosted by some of WYLN's on-air personalities, featuring several Wilkes-Barre officials and, of course, Santa's arrival. It's Northeastern Pennsylvania's biggest Christmas parade, and you can see it live Saturday, November 19th on WYLN TV 35.
I'm Abby Piskel, and today I'm joined with Harry Haas, who spent his time in the service in the Navy and served 2 tours in Vietnam. So if you just want to talk to me a little bit about your time in the service and the different tasks that you had to do.
Okay, well, I was in the service from 1965 through 69, And I was on a guided missile destroyer, the USS Wainwright, and my job there was electronics technician. I was maintenance of the radar equipment on the ship. And we were home ported in Charleston, South Carolina, so we went from Charleston through the Suez Canal and over in the Pacific and over on to Vietnam. So I've seen a lot of the world in between. So.
And were you enlisted? Did you draft? Did you volunteer your time?
What happened, a friend of mine, he was maybe 6 months older than I am, and he was thinking about the draft, so I would buddy him down to the Navy recruiter down in Pottsville. And when I was there, the recruiter would always say, oh, instead of, he was taking a test, so he said, here, you might as well take the test too for the Navy. And then I got my draft notice. I was working up past Hazleton, and when I got my draft notice, my dad came up to my job. He said, oh, I knew you were thinking about the Navy. He said, but here you got your draft notice. And I went down to the Navy recruiter. He said, well, we'll act fast and get you in. So it was, instead of 2 years drafted, probably the Army, I went 4 years in the Navy.
And why did you choose the Navy?
I like the sea. I like the ocean, things like that. So that was, I guess, the main reason. And the chief down there, the recruiter, he said, we'll send you to school. I went almost a year to electronics school, which was a good advantage too. So that was it.
And is there a favorite memory that you have during your time in the service?
A favorite memory, I liked Australia. I liked Sydney, Australia. It was really nice there. But I remember one time I was in Sasebo, Japan, and I got to know a girl there, and she took me to her family and everything. And then on my second tour, which was a year and a half later, I'm walking down the street in Japan, and in Sasebo again, I was on R&R, and I hear, Hattie, Hattie, you know, and it was her again, you know, so that was kind of a neat thing, I thought.
Well, thank you, and thank you so much for your service, and thank you for sitting down and talking with me here today. And stay tuned, as tomorrow we continue our vet series, and I speak to another war veteran.
At All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, you not only get the vehicle that you want,
You also get the lowest financing options.
We also deliver unmatched service.
Whether you're in need of a work truck, have an active family lifestyle, or simply want to show off your fun, adventurous side, All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has a wide variety of inventory to choose from. It's the Ram Power Days and Jeep Celebration event. Stop in today. The Luzerne Foundation presents TheaterWorks USA's production of The Lightning Thief, November 19th at the Wiltsey Center in Hazleton. Tickets are $5 for children and $10 for adults and can be purchased at Bosco's Laurel Ball location, the Melfi School of Music, or at the door. And the doors open at 1 p.m. Congratulations to Joe Madden and the Chicago Cubs, 2016 World Series champions. From the owners, staff, and management of your hometown television station, WYLN TV 35.
For all of the success Marian Catholic football has had as a program under head coach Dan DeCoste, the Colts have never won back-to-back district titles. There will be a chance to change history tomorrow with Marian taking on Williams Valley in the District 11 Single-A championship game. At practice today, DeCoste stressed that despite ups and downs throughout the regular season, it means something to be one of just two teams still playing from their classification.
This is a game that we could be at. You know, this is why we shoot it forces, shot for rather since back when we started lifting weights last, December. So we're where we want to be now. It's up to us to go and try to finish the job.
We're all very excited. I mean, it's not at their field, but it's great because we have a chance to defend the crown and come back, be back-to-back champs.
That game's 7 o'clock tomorrow at Pine Grove High School. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Well, it's almost always better to be both lucky and good. A few weeks ago, GAR football didn't know if they'd even be in the playoffs, but after a series of Grenadiers victories and some help, they made the postseason and now find themselves in Friday's District 2 AAA final against Scranton Prep.
We knew we had to win out to even have a shot at making the playoffs. It wasn't even sure if we were going to be able to make it. Won out our last 2 games, and a lot of chips fell in our place. We got the 2nd seed, had a big goal line stand late in the game last week against Lehman. Now we're in the district championship game. It feels real good.
The last 3 weeks we've played extremely well, and great senior leadership, and our underclassmen really played well. They don't want the season to end for the seniors, so can't be more proud than a total team effort from us the last couple weeks.
So Penn State football, a top 10 team once again, and there's lots of reasons for that. Heisman contender Saquon Barkley, a more cohesive offensive line, new coaches, a defense filled with playmakers, and not a sensational but a very steady quarterback in Trace McSorley. The redshirt junior averaging 222 yards passing and 52 yards rushing per game with 9 total touchdowns during the Nittany Lions' current 5-game win streak.
He's doing a great job of taking what the defense gives, going through his progression, in rhythm, on time. When he needs to hitch up in the pocket on his 3rd progression, he hits it. If it's not there, he takes off and runs.
Personally, there's some that I kind of am able to see things a little bit better, kind of see how things can progress and anticipate things a little bit better. So I think that's part of it, but also just kind of how we've been preparing during the week as an offensive unit, I think has been huge for us.
Penn State, Indiana will kick off at noon on Saturday from Bloomington. Also this Saturday at the Division II level, the PSAC Championship game, which WYLN will be broadcasting live. Saturday at noon, undefeated California of PA will be hosting undefeated in conference Kutztown in the PSAC title game. The Bears have 6 players formerly of either the Wyoming Valley Conference or Schuylkill League, including a few key contributors on defense. Now, former Hazleton area kicker Tristan Williams is a freshman for the Vulcans. Tune in at 12 on Saturday to watch. That's it for sports. Stay tuned.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
For over 25 years, Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, 118 Boulevard Road, Bloomsburg, has provided professionally designed skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields. All stations are handicap accessible, with resident NRA certified shooting instructors on site. There are packages available to fit anyone's budget, restaurant and catering on site. Our facility is also available for weddings, business meetings, bachelor and private parties. Call 570-384-2314.
Well, it looks good the next several days across our area. It looks like it'll be dry, kind of chilly. Some of those overnight lows getting kind of cold, dropping down into the 20s. But we'll take what we can get this time of year.
All right, so it is nice and early. See, I was even wishing it was the weekend since the weekend's supposed to be nice, and I said it was Friday. And
yeah, tomorrow's Saturday. It's all right.
All right, sounds good. No, but today is the, can you believe it, 241st birthday of the U.S. Marine Corps. That's pretty crazy. Yeah. Just to think about that, but it's amazing that, of course, that everybody still continues to celebrate that birthday, and of course, all of our veterans, and tomorrow is Veterans Day. So for anybody out there that is a veteran that's still serving, we here at WYLN would like to thank you for your service. And for our credit roll tonight, we'd like to bring you the Hazleton Area Chorus as they honor the military.